It was nearly noon when I arrived at the top of the ascent. For some time I sat upon that rock overlooks the sea of ice. A mist covered both that and the surrounding mountains. Presently a breeze dissipated the cloud, and I descended upon the glacier. The surface is very uneven, rising like the waves of a troubled sea, descending low and interspersed by rifts that sink deep. The field of ice is almost a league in width, but I spent nearly 2 hours in crossing it. The opposite mountain is a bare perpendicular rock. From the side where I now stood, Mountain Vert was exactly opposite. At the distance of a league and above it rose Mount Blanc, an awful majesty. I remained in a recess of the rock, gazing on this wonderful and stupendous scene. The sea or rather, the vast river of ice, wound among its dependent mountains, whose aerial summits hung over its recess. Their icy and glittering peaks shone in the sunlight over the clouds. My heart, which was sorrowful, now swelled with something like joy. I exclaimed, wandering spirits, if indeed ye wander, and do not rest in narrow beds, allow me this faint happiness to take me as your companion. As I said this, I suddenly beheld the figure of a man at some distance. As I said this, I suddenly beheld the figure of a man at some distance, advancing towards me with a superhuman speed. He bounced over the crevices in the ice among which I had walked with caution. His stature also he approached seemed to exceed that of a man. I was troubled. A mist came over my eyes, and I felt a faintness seize me, but I was quickly restored by the cold gale of the mountains. I perceived that the shape came nearer, sight tremendous and abhorred, that the wretch which whom I had created. I trembled with rage and horror. Devil, do you dare approach me? And do you not fear the fierce vengeance of my arm wreaked on your miserable head? Be gone, vile insect, or rather stay that I may trample you to death. And oh, that I could, with extinction of your miserable existence, restore those victims whom you have diabolically murdered.